Hello and welcome back, or welcome. My name is Mixed Puja Singh. You can call me Puja. My pronouns are they, them, and we're here. So let's remove these glasses because I'm not about to read you like people have been reading me. I mentioned getting some hate in my last post, and you know, 'tis the name of the game. But I also wanted to just say thank you to the people who have been commenting here and on other platforms, showing support and love. And I know that y'all are out there and I appreciate you, and I definitely hear you when you speak up. So thank you for those comments of support and love and encouragement. And yeah, just like the people who get it. And it's very funny to me that a lot of people don't seem to get it, but that's okay. We don't all have to get it. And in other news this week, I've been thinking, I also talked last week about Palestine and the encampments and, you know, how some people just still don't get it, which is really wild to me. But I guess that is the world we live in at this moment. But another thing that I was thinking about with the whole thing, with all the Met Gala stuff, and now there's been these like block lists for celebrities who have not been speaking out and who are attending events like the Met Gala trash. And it's just been making me, and of course making a lot of people think about celebrity culture and how it's clearly shifting now and it's clearly changing. And at the same time, there are a lot of people I know who are out there being like, I don't care that they're not speaking out. It's political. People don't have to speak out about all these issues and say their view on everything. And I'm just like, this is not that. This is not. Palestine is not only a litmus test for a lot of things that are going to be used in many other places, such as surveillance and weapons and just different means of control and suppression, which are all happening right now and we're seeing in real time, but also it's so related to all these other things like celebrity culture, for example, and with capitalism, the way that we spend our money, the way that we vote with our dollars, like people are becoming more aware of the companies that are invested in Israel and are supporting Israel in all different kinds of ways and starting to change their spending habits and making different choices so that they can, again, like vote with their dollars and make some kind of change. Because honestly, I think that's people who talk about we don't have any power. Where do you spend your money? You're telling me you don't have any power, even if you're not like, I don't have a lot of money, you know what I mean? And like, but even if you're spending small amounts of money, even if you're just kind of getting by and having to buy food and, you know, like clothes when you need them and, you know, gas or like whatever your kind of necessities are, it's like you're still spending your money in places and you're giving your money to people. So it's like, who are you giving your money to? And do you actually know? Like I made a post recently about makeup and beauty stuff and how so many of the beauty companies are invested in different ways. A lot of times like by association, you know, it's like smaller companies that are either owned by or invested in by these bigger companies that are fully supporting Israel in this genocide and multiple genocides. Like also the stuff in Congo and Sudan, like all of these things are connected and they all lead to each other and they all are working together. They're the same systems that exist in all these places, and that's why it gets really confusing. When people say like, oh, this is complex, this is confusing, this is like, you know, whatever, like that kind of stuff, it's like, it's not confusing that it's a genocide. It's not confusing that there is a right side and a wrong side. It's not confusing that it's not a war. You know, like those things are not confusing. What's confusing is all of the small little details of like, where is this money actually coming from? Where is the money actually going? Who is actually funding what? Who is in support of it? Who is not in support of it? That's coming back to the celebrity culture. That's one of the things that is becoming, again, just like more out in the open, is that a lot of celebrities like to kind of pick and choose things to support and things to speak out about when it works for them and when it benefits them. But when it's actually something that they could have big influence by speaking out about, they're choosing to remain silent. And it's just at the point where it's like, if you're literally not saying anything about it and you have that big of a platform, like, what are you doing? What do you fucking care about? What do you care about? Like, I don't, that's where it does, like, that's where I'm just like, I mean, I try and think about it from their perspective, you know, like, when you're that big, it's not just about you, you know, like, you have tons of people that you're supporting, in different ways, like people that you employ and people that, you know, work for you in a more third-party way or whatever. But like, you know what I mean? There's a lot more like responsibility and everything. So, but with that being said, it's like, you're still a human and you're still choosing profit over people. You're still choosing to make money instead of create positive change and work towards liberation for all beings, you know? So it's like, quick little plug, my new single, Veils, which is out tomorrow, which will probably be out by the time this video comes out. But my song is all about this. It's all about these veils being lifted and how, you know, people, a lot of times these veils are just over us and we don't realize it until we realize it. And then once we realize it, we lift the veils consciously and intentionally so that we can, you know, see the truth. But also there are people, you know, and maybe all of us are, I don't even want to say guilty, but maybe all of us do this at some point where, you know, we know that there's a veil over us and yet we choose to kind of keep the veil on for whatever reason. But, you know, it's like at this point in time, veils are being lifted left and right in all the ways, on all the levels. Like, so I think it's just like, I think it's an important time for us to be opening our eyes. Yeah, it's important to open our eyes. And, you know, to make hard decisions. Like, I think about, like, what if I were getting an opportunity right now? What if I got invited to the Met Gala? I would say no. Like, I just don't. And I'm sure someone out there will be like, yeah, you say that now, but if you actually got invited, like, And it's like, again, I think about it because there is a part of me that's like, wow, that, like, again, you have to think about all the things that go along with that. And again, I'm not in support of it in any way. I'm not defending that position. I have a tendency to be able to see many, many perspectives on things. And this is like, I think it's a superpower in a way. And I also think it's a curse in a way because, like, there are times where I just can see so many perspectives that it's hard to actually be like, oh, but this is my perspective and this is what I see, because I'm like, oh, but I can see it from, again, something like Israel, no, I cannot see your perspective. I do not understand anything you're doing and I do not think anything that you're doing is right, and I do not see how you can defend yourself in the way you are defending yourself. So like something like that, no, that's one of the few circumstances where I'm just like, I cannot see that perspective. I cannot see in any way, shape, or form how they can do that and think it's okay and defend themselves and say things like it's self-defense. No, it's not. There is no self-defense in what they are doing whatsoever. There hasn't been for the past 75 years. Like, point blank, again, that is not confusing to me at all. That is very clear as day. And okay, well, I mean, I could go on about that, but just to kind of wrap it up, I think it's interesting to see changes that are happening, again, particularly with like celebrity culture, because I think as a small independent artist who literally does everything myself at this point, and I hope that will start to change more soon, but at this point I'm still doing everything myself, and I wonder what the creative landscape, the artistic landscape would look like if celebrities weren't celebrities in the way that they are, or if they were not supported in the way that they are, because it's gotten to a point where even like celebrities, I think, are just doing it because it's kind of like, because they're already there at that point, and it's like, it's just the way that things have been for so long. But it's like, how many celebrities have you heard talk about like their own fan bases and be like, yo, y'all are like crazy, you need to calm down, or you need to, you know what I mean? Like it's like it seems like more and more there's actually like a disconnect between artists and fans, like when they're at such a huge level, because I mean, it's impossible to communicate with that many people, and also like people seem to feel like they have ownership over celebrities in a way that's like really toxic, like not being able to, like a lot of people just don't seem to understand that all of these like celebrities are like real people, which in some ways, I mean, you start to question that. You're like, are you a real person anymore? Like, because again, when you can see what's happening in Palestine and not say anything and not speak out in any way, it's just like, maybe you're some kind of lizard person or something, not to open up some more boxes. So anyways, yeah, that's celebrity culture. Well, maybe I'll speak about it again in the future when I start to see more shifts. Or please, like, let me know what you think. Like, comment, tell me your thoughts on that. Like, how do you see it shifting? How do you see it morphing and changing? And what do you see happening going forward? On a lighter and more personal note, I've just been thinking a lot about like love, and I'm a very romantic person. I love romance. I love love. I love, like, when I was in high school, Moulin Rouge was like, Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge was like my favorite, or one of my favorite movies. I watched it all the time. I watched it with my best friend Amanda, and we used to sing the soundtrack like all the time. Like anytime we were together, we would be like singing the soundtrack, like at school or in our color guard practice or after band practice, or like, you know, we'd go to get food and we'd just be like walking around singing the soundtrack. And I actually still haven't gotten it, but I always wanted to get the tattoo, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. And yeah, I don't know, I've just been like feeling, I'm not a person who tends to feel lonely. I think I've talked about this before, that like I really appreciate spending time alone, and I'm happy to do things alone, but I don't know, lately I've been feeling lonely in a way that I haven't experienced in a long time, or maybe ever, and it's kind of weird. And it makes me think a lot about relationships, and just not just romantic relationships, like yes, those, but also like friendships and like relationships with family, and like even relationships with like coworkers, and like maybe people you see just in like common spaces, but maybe you're not quite friends or coworkers, or you know, but just like acquaintances and things. And I just think a lot of people are really lonely at this point in time. And maybe, I mean, maybe throughout history there have always been people that have been lonely, but I don't know, like being so connected through social media and through the internet, and then, but also being so disconnected from people, I think is like becoming more and more of a thing. And I just like have been experiencing it a lot on a more personal level lately. And I just like, I crush on people a lot. I like will have crushes on people all the time, but also then there's like the times when you meet someone and they actually like reciprocate the interest, and then it's like, okay, this is like a real crush. This isn't just like a fantasy crush where like I literally don't even know the person. But also like, you know, when it's like so new and you're like just getting to know someone, it's scary and new and weird, and like, you know, you're just figuring things out and seeing where things go and trying to like get to know a person. And it's like really, again, like kind of scary, but also really exciting and fun. And yeah, like it's just so interesting, because it's like, you know, we all have our own whole entire lives, and then when you meet someone and they're like brand new in your life, and or you're brand new in each other's lives, and it's like, it just feels so like, you're like, wow, like discovering a whole world within someone, and like, you know, they have all of the stories that they have and all that they've been through. And so I don't know, just thinking a lot about love, and you know, with everything that's going on in the world, I think in a way I'm just like, if the world is going to be burning down around us all the time, and you know, there's always going to be some kind of scary, chaotic, intense like thing that's going on somewhere, like it just makes me be like, I just want to like really have people around that I love and care about, again, whether it's friends or family or romantic partners or whatever, but or like hopefully all of the above. And you know, to really be able to like be with people and create memories together and build relationships, and like actually like witness other people's lives, and for them to witness your own life. I mean, even this, like, if you're still watching this video, like, thank you for witnessing me in this way, because again, this is a slightly more kind of, I don't know, weird is the right word, but it's, you know, it's a little more of a disconnected connection, you know, like I'm not speaking face to face where like I can see you and your reactions and your responses, and you know, but at the same time, like, again, if you are still watching, like, thank you. Like, I hope that you feel like I am right here with you, and like, you know, like you are my friend, like we do know each other, you know, and yeah, I hope that we'll get to continue to share our stories with each other. So say hi in the comments, leave some watermelon emojis or some pink hearts if you hear this. And yeah, I guess I'll leave that. I never know how long these are. I don't have any kind of like timer or anything, and I kind of just go until I feel sufficient. And I appreciate y'all listening today. And I'll probably be back again next week. So hope to see you in another video. Love y'all. Free Palestine. I need 2 fours. in bed at the moment, taking a little nap. Cute. See you soon.